everybody, welcome to another free.volous webisode. If you're new here, I do sort of beauty and makeup related tutorials and reviews and whatnot, as if the internet wasn't already saturated with it. If you like my personal take on stuff, maybe you would like to subscribe and share these videos around so that more people can enjoy my presence. Today I'm going to do my first look on a series of looks that I have prepared, sort of autumn inspired or fall inspired. I'm going to sometimes play with the trends for this year, but mostly I like to play with the fail-safe autumn color schemes and whatnot. And today I'm doing the brown smoky eye, really smudgy, really grungy, pink cheeks. I hope it reads on camera, sort of more matte complexion with just a little bit of highlight, but the rest of the complexion is fairly matte without drying, and nudie rosy lips, which is a combination that I think is timeless, and I'm all for timeless stuff, despite playing with trends being really fun. For the first trend I'm going to talk about is a bit of a more matte skin. I'm going to use a SHISEIDO SYNCHRO skin, and I'm going to mix it with the ordinary serum foundation just because of the color matching. I'm just using a candle holder to mix the foundations. And you know, I'm a no makeup sort of person. I like the natural approach. I have several blemishes and a lot of hyperpigmentation to cover, but I like to go in thin layers. And as you know, I don't take the foundation onto my forehead just because I don't have it exposed most of the time. I really like this foundation, the SHISEIDO SYNCHRO skin. It's just so sad that they only have about 4 shades and then different undertones for each, so it's not that comprehensive, which is just ridiculous nowadays. But anyway, it's still an amazing foundation. And I'm going to skip bronzing, but I am going to contour. I'm going to use the ILLAMASQUA. It's called Gel Sculpt. And my preferred method is taking a little bit on my brush like this and then patting it on the hollows of my cheeks. And this blends like a dream. If I swipe it, it can still be done, but I find that it disrupts a little bit my foundation, and I have hyperpigmentation on this area, so I prefer the patting method, as with most of my products. Now, under eye concealer. No news there. I'm using NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer because it works for my under eye area. It doesn't make it look too crackly. It has a very nice creamy texture, but it looks like a soft matte product, so it doesn't have too much shine, but you can see the difference, and it's really easy to blend. You can go overboard with this one if you like, but I don't feel the need to. I just go over the darkest areas. Some under eye darkness is prone to show, but it's okay. And I don't like to powder this because it makes my under eye look crackly, and I don't want that. I prefer to have a little bit of slight creasing throughout the day and just go over with my finger and tap it off. But to be honest, I don't find this to crease that much, so. I have a couple of blemishes that you may be noticing. I'm not going to do much about them just because I feel the more product I apply onto them, the worse it looks as in skin appearance, so it looks more caked up. So I prefer to look a bit more natural. Now, while this just sinks into my skin, let's jump into the eyes. I had a bit of a rough time with Marc Jacobs highliners when they first came out here in Portugal. I had a mini one that I bought, and that one came totally dry and it was crumbling all over, and it's one of my first ever posts on my blog, and I really didn't like it. But I gave them another try because I kept reading a lot of great reviews. Sometimes they're right, or sometimes things end up working for you, sometimes they don't, and I really ended up enjoying this pencil. So this is the highliner this is one of the matte ones, and it's brownie, so it's more of a warmer brown. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my eye just like so, quite roughly and quite thickly. This is very creamy, this glides on the eyes really nicely. And then I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to slightly blur it out. Now I like to use a brush like this, sort of paddle brush, just blurring the edges. Going over with a little bit more. I like to keep it really dark along the lash line and then blur it out. And I bring it just up to my crease and leave it at that. And now I'm going to do the same thing underneath my eye and in the inner rims of the eyes. I like it to be quite smudgy and grungy. And I just clean up with my fingers. And this is the easiest smoky eye of life. You can do this with a stick eyeshadow, a creamy eyeshadow, or just with a normal eyeshadow. Just blur it from the lash line upwards and you're good to go. But I really like this because this does not budge once it dries down, and even on my inner waterlines I feel that this is the one that smudges the least. Just making sure that there are no weird lines right here. And then I'm just going to go with mascara, and I'm going to try 2 new mascaras today just for the sake of it. This is the Essence Volume Stylist Curl and Hold Mascara, and this is the Essence Volume Stylist Lash Extension Mascara. So one is purple, the other is pink. And I'm going to put one on each eye and let's see what happens. So this is the lash extension, has sort of a conical wand. I'm going to clean up just yet. This looks quite dry, which I don't mind usually. Oh, okay. These mascaras cost under €4, so yeah, I don't mind if I don't like them because it wasn't a splurge. Okay, this is a bit clumpy, actually adds a lot of volume. I always mess up my eyes, but let's let it dry and then I'll scrape it off. On this eye I'm going to use the Curl and Hold, so let's see if there's any difference. It's a different wand. It has a flatter or shorter bristled area on the inside, and the outward part has more extended bristles. Oh yeah, this helps to curl the lashes actually, and I find it to be a little bit less clumpy. I think the formula is the same on both, to be honest. I really do. It's a dry, slightly clumpy formula, but the brushes make the difference. I haven't looked into the ingredients, I may be wrong, but I prefer the effect on this one, the Curl and Hold, because it gives me more fluttery lashes. I was betting on the other one actually. Let me zoom you in to show you the lashes. I prefer this side. So I know my eyes look quite round, but I don't mind that. I know everybody is doing the winged out eye, and it's okay if you like that. You can just extend a little bit the eyeshadow a little bit more on the outer corner, on the top of the outer corner, but I don't mind this at all. I'm just going to do my brows really quick, just fill in the sparse areas, and I'm good to go. Taking my concealer brush with nothing on it, and I'm just cleaning underneath the eyes. Sometimes it smudges a bit. I really like this sort of grungy look. If you want, you can always take a little bit of brown eyeshadow and fade it into the crease. Let's just do it for kicks. Taking a brown eyeshadow slightly into the crease, and that can give a little bit of a smokier effect, but this is skippable in my opinion. Just in case you messed up with a cream or it's a bit patchy, you can always go over this area. In case you're wondering, this is Warm Taupe from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, which I still use and like. Now next, let's powder the face just a little bit on the center of my face, because I know that's where I tend to get oily throughout the day, and I want this look to be overall matte. And as you will see, I will not go underneath my eyes. If you want, you can accentuate your contour with a little bit of powder contour. I just don't feel the need. And I'm going to go straight to highlighter because I love it. BECCA Shimmering Skin Perfector. I know there are plenty of options out there in the market, but this is the one I go back to every single time. Just a little bit of highlight. I don't want to look dewy all over. Now cheeks. This is where you can go a little bit more into the brighter side of things, and I really like using pink with the brown on the eyes. So I'm going to take, just for a change, because the first thing I grabbed was my Max Factor Power Puff blush in, a cream puff blush, I'm sorry, in nude mauve, but I know this is hard to get a hold of and whatnot, so I'm going to take the NYX blusher palette. This is the Sweet Cheeks palette, and although this on camera looks like the color that I would go for, which is more of a lilac-y pink, in person this is actually a warmer toned color than this one, so this is the one I'm going for. I'm just going to take a little bit of this, test it out on my hand always, because I don't look good in blush, so this is just for you to see the color combination, and I think brown and pink always look amazing. Just on the apples. Looks really pretty actually. And now for lips, I've been keeping my lips marinating in hydration. I have about 3 lip moisturizers piled on my lips because they're really dry and crackly. My dog is snoring, I'm sorry. And this does not help the next step, but I still want to do it. So I'm going to take a nude lip liner. This is Charlotte Tilbury's Lip Cheat and Pillow Talk. I bought it because I wanted to see what the fuss was all about, and to be honest, the color is a bit too pink for me, and the formula is nothing to write home about. I know this is going to sound weird, but I didn't find this to be that amazing, you know? I can still use it, and I'm going to because I paid a lot of money for this one. But to be honest, NYX lip pencils are amazing. They come in a huge array of colors, and they are very similar to MAC's formula, which I personally love. It's just a matter of finding your color. And I find this makes my lips look older because they look more smudged in a way. They look less defined. I think it's because of the color, but I'm going to fill my lips with this color. And Kiko also has pretty good lip pencils. I prefer the NYX formula actually. But yeah, this is the nude on its own, and I like to apply a little bit of gloss. And I'm using, this is Candy Floss, I think? Fairy Floss from Colourpop. And this is a nudie, milky nudie lip gloss. And I just use a little bit because this is intense. And it looks like my lips are light, the cheeks are pink, and then you have the bold eyes. And I think this would look amazing with a scarf. Leave me a thumbs up down below, suggestions of color schemes that you want to see me try, and what your favorite fall or autumn makeup is. And yeah, thank you for spending your time on me, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!